Every sunset, Tomas locked the door of Bleakwood Mortuary behind him, convinced he'd left all remnants of mortality in its cold, silent halls. He had spent decades composing the lifeless, a solemn artist shaping the eternal sleep. Yet, recently, an unsettling feeling clawed at the edges of his sanity. One evening, as Tomas arranged the limbs of a draped cadaver named Arlo, he was overcome by a strange sensation. Just as he turned to check his notes, he could have sworn he saw a faint twitch in the body's fingernails. Tomas shook his head, blaming it on fatigue, and tried to brush it off. But night after night, the aberrations persisted. A subtle tilt of the head here, toes curling under the sterile sheet there. Tomas's disquiet amplified into dread when he found Arlo's fingers splayed as if spelling something, a message that eluded comprehension. He decided to install a camera in the preparation room, hoping it would either confirm his sanity or expose his delusion. The following evening, wide-eyed and shivering, Tomas reviewed the footage. There, in the pale glow of nocturnal light, he observed the bodies shuffle in their creaking coffins. Some reached out, others seemed to mouth silent words. He isolated each frame, these spectral phantoms trying relentlessly to communicate. Tomas began to piece together crude sentences from the movements, realizing they were names of people still living. Frightened but driven by a morbid curiosity, he compiled a list and discovered these were victims of unsolved disappearances, rumored to be the work of a relentless serial killer. Now the cold breath of death seemed less chilling than his newfound revelation. The dead had singled him out as their vessel of truth. Among the last names inscribed by the spectral dancers was his own. Tomas's heart thundered in his chest as he comprehended the grim implication. The killer knew of Tomas's discovery. He was to be next. As if confirming his fate, the bodies moved one last time, their joints cracking into stillness. He stood paralyzed, an eerie calm enveloping him. The mortuary, a temple of stillness, now echoed with untold stories of vengeance and whispered pleas for justice. Tomas realized the only way to save himself was to heed the dead's call to action. With a trembling hand, he picked up his phone, dialing the number of the local police. The Mortician had become the messenger. A new dawn awaited, a dawn of reckoning and retribution.